Hey guys, I'm Taylor Hull. We're here with the Superbird I call Traveler. We got a lot of questions and comments from the last week's video about this car where we did the walk around. We showed you the engine, what's underneath it, what's inside, the whole thing. If you haven't seen that video, we'll put the link in the description. But we thought the next great video would be to go out and take it for a drive. We'll get into a little bit of the history about the car and kind of what my plans are to do with it in the future. So it should be a lot of fun. Come join us. I bought this car 2 years ago now, almost right at 2 years ago. The majority of the time I've owned this car, it's been a glorified shelf in my shop just because I didn't really have any sort of deadline or motivation to finish it. But basically the history of this thing is I've always been a guy that enjoyed older car styling, especially Mopar stuff. I think they're the best looking cars that have ever been made. So it's not a brand new concept, but I just wanted to combine the two, you know, have old skin and good stuff new underneath. So that's what we did. It's got a 4-link, it's got brand new bushings and suspension, coilovers all the way around, just really good parts to try and make it a really good driver. And the other thing I wanted was just reliability, so anytime I want it, I can go out, hit the key, it's going to start up, I don't have to worry about it, and I can go up to the gas station, or I can go 1,350 miles or farther to California if I want to and not be worried if the thing's going to break down. So that's pretty much what I've got in this car now. It's just an ugly version of it. I've owned a lot of B-body Mopars, and most of those have been Chargers. I've never had one that ran and drove, never had one really nice enough that I just loved enough to keep. So I ran across this deal. It was basically a really good shell with brand new quarters on it. I went back and forth with the guy, ended up getting it bought for $1,750 and went down to New Orleans and grabbed it, brought it back up here. Like I said, it sat for a while. And then I finally had this idea of coming up with a transcontinental run of my own, like a cannonball type event. So that ended up being the Southern Classic for us, which is a run from Lakewood Amphitheater now, which used to be Lakewood Speedway, the start of the film Smokey and the Bandit. And we would go there, and then we drive to Texarkana, Texas, pick up a pack of Coors Banquet, and then drive back to Lakewood Speedway. In the future, I'd like to have, you know, somewhat, or, you know, some semblance of a dash in the car. Not have duct tape holding my rearview mirror in would be all right with me. Maybe a back seat. Maybe some seats that don't try and dump you out forward. This was all stuff that was thrown together really quickly so that we could do the run. And I really want a car that was capable of going out and setting a competitive time in, you know, the Southern Classic if I want to, or the Cannonball Run, because this car is built to do something like that. Between the modern type suspension and obviously the body lines and the body effects were built for NASCAR to go over 200 miles an hour, and they were so good at it that they got outlawed. So we know the aerodynamic aspect of the car is there, and the drivability is there, the reliability should be here. We just got to get the comfort level up, and you know, at some point maybe I'll make it pretty too. for now, the car is really solid. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's squeaky and noisy and, you know, a little sketchy, but for the amount of time and money I've got in it to have, you know, what looks like a Superbird, but it's still a real Roadrunner, I'm pretty happy with it. I can't wait to see what else we're going to do with this car in the future and how nice it becomes. But I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the history of how I got the car and a little bit of the plans of what I want to do to it moving forward. If you did and you want to see more content like this, take a minute to like, to comment, to subscribe. Let us know what other cars I've got that you want to know some more about, or maybe some of the past cars I've had. Be happy to go over as many of those as we can and make some fun videos and have a good time doing it. Until then, see you on the next video.